Hey everybody, this is Roberto Blake, and welcome to another TubeBuddy live stream. This time, you should be getting audio, and everything should be coming in clearly. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. YouTube has been having some technical difficulties, but we persevere. So today, we're going to be doing keyword research. I'm going to walk you through the keyword research process step by step, and hopefully there will be no technical difficulties this time, no interruptions, and we will be able to learn how to properly do the SEO and keyword research that will get you more views on YouTube. I'm really excited about this. I want to show you the YouTube Keyword Explorer in TubeBuddy. I want to show you how the new YouTube SEO Studio works. And so hopefully that's stuff that you guys are all excited about. I'm excited about it. And again, hopefully this time it all works. So there is that. And so, without further ado, let's go ahead and get this show on the road. So this time, I'm just going to kind of give you guys an idea in terms of like keyword research. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to choose because if I don't decide what we're going to research, it'll basically be AAA gaming titles that that people will pick for the keywords that we're going to research. So let's go ahead and toggle over to the Keyword Explorer and take a look there. All right. So with the Keyword Explorer here, what we're going to do is we're actually going to do a little bit of research, and we're going to figure out what we can try to rank for and get some more views. Now, interestingly, TubeBuddy provides us some things that are trending, and we could try to piggyback off of things that are trending, but none of this seems, super positive or very interesting. And it's just in reality, most of you probably don't care about any of this, even though it has tons of searches. So we're going to, just ignore these trends, but you could use them. If you wanted to, you could use them, and it is based on geography. So that is available to you. What I want to do is I want to look at something that I know is getting a little bit of popularity in our mainstream culture right now. So I want to look up a video on, I want to say, minimalism. And so I haven't even started typing in minimalism yet, and already we're getting some stuff. So minimalism and decluttering. Minimalism and decluttering is something I think a lot of people are looking into right now. I know I'm certainly looking into it. And one of the features here in the Keyword Explorer is we could look at whether or not we're weighted heavily for this with our previous channel data and whether our audience would care. We could also look at unweighted. And so it looks like minimalism decluttering is way too competitive for us, but that's okay. It gives us a starting point. You can see here in related searches that there are some other things that we can look at. We could look at minimalism and decluttering 2020, and we could see what that would look like. Poor search volume and the average views on it, not very high, so that's not really as much of an option for us. So what I'm going to look at is I'm going to look at decluttering itself. So I'm going to look at decluttering my room and see how that goes. So that one's actually not too bad, and it looks like in terms of results that there are some really good, strong videos and views around that. So there are people interested in decluttering their room, and there are a lot of, there's a trend around minimalism right now. So I want to even just see what cleaning my room would look like and if there are good recommendations for that. High search volume. It's very competitive though. So looking at this, going into 2020, search volume is very good for this. but the average views are a little bit on the low side. So what I'm thinking is, I'm thinking that cleaning my room and decluttering might be better, because I think we can still get the search volume for the rest, and it has a higher average view count. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually use this keyword research, and I'm going to look at the results here. And the real results in terms of what is ranking seem really good as far as I'm concerned. I mean, look at the views for what is ranking, and I don't think that these are even the best optimized videos in the world, which is not a diss on any of these creators. I'm just looking at this though, and it looks like there's traction here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use cleaning my room as the target keyword here. And I'm going to go with cleaning my room and decluttering. Minimalism for beginners. Okay. So now I'm going to write a really healthy description. Cleaning my room, decluttering, and getting organized. Getting started with minimalism. Clean my room with me and watch me embrace minimal and decluttering my dorm room. So what I've decided is that this video is targeting people getting started with minimalism. I've decided that this is also targeting, anybody who is trying to do spring cleaning. It's that type of year. And you'll notice something. I have it in the beginning of my title, I have it in the beginning of my description, and we already have a very high SEO score. But notice something else. I went ahead and I started targeting decluttering and getting organized too, because I think I can rank for those, and I think that people who care about minimalism will also care about these things. People who care about organizing, people who are students, people who are moms. I think that these are the type of videos that play well. Now, even if I were a dorm student or a college kid, I could eliminate dorm room and just put my room, and then I won't be excluding people. So maybe that's the direction I go. It also ranks me more with this. So again, for a cleaning my room video, we've done very little, and we have a 95% score. Now, what would happen if I change this keyword? If I change this keyword and it was decluttering. Okay. And I still went with cleaning my room and decluttering. Minimalism for beginners. It still generally works, but I would have to change the order that I'm approaching things. And you can see that just literally having it in the beginning of my description, having it early in my title, that's helpful. Including the keyword in the first 60 characters of the title would probably be in my best interest here. And so these are basically some best practices. Now, what I'm going to show you is I'm going to actually go back and change the keyword back to cleaning my room, because this was just to show you an example that we have to adjust, and we have to think about everything, including the beginning of the title and the order and sequence that we're putting things in. So again, I am going to start over here, but I did want to show you guys, what the process is and what the thought is behind this. So again, we really just want to be thoughtful, and we want to be intentional with our keywords. We want to be intentional with every part of this process. We really want to target an audience more than anything else. Sorry, I'm just checking on something here, like whether you guys are seeing me. Okay. Yeah, you guys should be seeing me. Okay, sorry about that. For a minute there, it looked like you guys weren't able to see me, and like we had an issue. Okay. But like I said, going back to this, and let's go back to the SEO studio here. So cleaning my room, decluttering, all right. So cleaning my room, getting organized, and decluttering. Clean my room with me and see how I get more organized and embrace minimalism. Videos and so with this, I have my main keyword naturally in the title. I have it in the beginning of the description. I've made some other targeted keywords that are very similar. And I think that it all works. And again, this scoring is going to improve as I write more of the description here. But look at this and look at what we've managed to accomplish just by writing a good headline and a good description. And I want to show you what happens if we take that keyword we're targeting out of the description. Score immediately plummets. So again, all of this is important. Look what happens if I take this out of the description. Like, you know, it's more important to have the title than anything else. The description matters too, but look at what we just noticed. It's really more about your title and your description, and then your tags will help, in my opinion. They will help, and we can kind of see that there. So we still can actually make this description even better, but we don't need to go much further than this first paragraph. I prefer to do that. And I really like to give some context to this, but you can use more of this description however you like. I like to tell people as much as possible about the video, and I like to tell the YouTube algorithm as much about the video as possible. So these also give me multiple topics and search queries that could be related to this besides cleaning my room. I think we'd still score high for other things. If we move on to tags, what TubeBuddy is immediately suggesting is actually really practical, and it tells us a lot about who probably watches these kind of videos. There's the cleaning my room motivation, so we can add that. There's people who probably search for that. There are people who like the time lapses. We could always go with that. So there's just a lot of relevance here, but I am going to go with some of the things that we talked about in the description. So cleaning and organizing my room, cleaning and decluttering my room, clean my room with me, cleaning my room, time lapse, cleaning and decluttering. Also, I think these are pretty relevant tags. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that these are pretty relevant tags to what we're talking about? Do you feel that these tags are pretty much the important tags that would matter to somebody for this topic? Like, what do you guys think? What are you guys saying here in the chat? What are your thoughts? Do you guys think that this makes sense to you so far in terms of this process with the Keyword Explorer and then looking at the SEO Studio tool? I believe that the SEO Studio is in beta, and I think that for many of you, you should see it in the paid version of TubeBuddy. Andrew, can you let me know if it's in the free version as well, or if it's just in the paid version? Because I have Legend. All right, so this makes sense for you guys. You guys are following along. Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, I just want to make sure that you guys are following along and that you get it and that it makes sense. Now, someone is asking if those keywords are too long. No, I believe in long tail keywords. Long tail keywords are easier to compete for. And one of the reasons we know this, and we can look at this, is if I go back to the Keyword Explorer, right? And if I look at decluttering my room, if I look for videos on decluttering my room, which, you know, by itself, the search volume is a little bit low, but I think it's actually going to show something very interesting in results, is that these videos have some pretty good results, and people are like, you know, it's at the same time, it's not as competitive as we would think, but there's a big following and there's a dedicated kind of community for this. And what we want to do is we want to tap into communities. More than anything, guys, what you want to do is you want to tap into existing attention, and you want to tap into what people already understand. And so that's why we're doing this. And so I can see from this how people would react. Now, one of the things that's harder for something like cleaning my room is to do the partial matches. And so I think that that's a little bit more difficult. And in terms of adding these relevant tags, you know, we can just do as much of that as is practical. And so I think that puts us in a pretty good place. Now, when it comes to thumbnails, we could actually upload our thumbnail and we'd be able to see it here. Now, what's interesting in terms of the videos ranking for this, and I want to take a look at this, is the videos that are ranking for this, you'll notice that the main keyword we're talking about is highlighted multiple times in the description for some people and in the title. And so what I want to do is I actually want to even go back and I want to see if I can optimize this description even further. So we said cleaning my room, getting organized, and decluttering. Clean my room with me and see how I get more organized and embrace minimalism. Subscribe for more cleaning my room videos and videos on minimalism and getting organized. So I think that's a good healthy start, but let's do another paragraph. When I decided to focus on minimalism and having a more organized life, cleaning my room was at the top of my to-do list. So in this video, I'm showing you how I declutter, what I use to get organized and clean my room top to bottom, and give you some hacks for cleaning and decluttering that you can use every day. And so you'll see what I did there was I naturally wrote a sentence that also tells you the point of this video. The first sentence tells you what the video is about and what you can expect. Then I went into what is driving the video. What's the why behind this video? And I got more into who this video is meant to target. And I got to target some more additional keywords like decluttering and getting organized to kind of help me to piggyback on videos in the future. I'm optimizing this video, but I'm also setting myself up for a playlist in the future. And so watch this. Videos on decluttering and minimalism. And then I could post more videos, and so I can 10 minimalism hacks for beginners, how to declutter your closet, my challenge. Boom. So these are 3 video ideas that lend themselves very well to an idea of making a playlist around this and everything like that. 10 gadgets. Now, let's see. 10 cheap things to 10, let's see, 10 cheap hacks for getting more organized. Boom. So you can see exactly how these 4 videos would relate to this video and how I'm going to piggyback off of them in the future. And so in even just thinking about that, that is going to help me optimize. And so this would be, I haven't made a thumbnail for this because, like, you know, I would have to do that for scratch, and I didn't think about that when I was making this tutorial for you guys, but you can actually upload your thumbnail in advance, and you would want to look at how you're going to compete with these other thumbnails. And what's interesting about these thumbnails that are ranking that I think are really good is the fact that they're mostly staged photography and then really thoughtful, well-designed, clean text. And so this is the entire process, and this is why being able to do this in advance and plan your videos, I mean, think about the fact that I literally planned another 4 videos. Being able to plan, 5 videos deep, do the research with the keyword explorer, being able to then research the thumbnails and see what is competing and think about making these thumbnail designs and staging the photography in advance for a playlist like this. Very powerful. Also seeing who is ranking and who's competitive in this. So Generation DIY, she's doing amazing. She's ranking for a lot of this. And so I think just seeing that and looking at the style of thumbnails that clearly get views and resonate, It literally is, okay, showing a really, really messy room, because I think the satisfaction thing is going to be seeing that room get cleaned. And so the more exaggerated that is in this thumbnail, the more enticing it is, instead of showing a clean room. So we want to show what we're going from instead of the result. And then the final step is we can save this draft and we can apply all of this work that we did to a video for later. And so boom, all of a sudden we have that. And this is something that I've been trying to do more of, is get ahead on these videos. Recently, I did a video where I actually planned this for the how to get noticed on YouTube as a small YouTuber. And by the way, it's going to take the program a little bit to catch up on the fact that this is optimized, because I got like a 90 something when I did this. But I planned, and you can see how I planned this video very thoughtfully. And the TubeBuddy SEO score here, again, it's just taking a while to load, but look at how I optimized this. And this video got like 30, I think like 20 or 30,000 views, like in terms of the actual video itself. Yeah, 26,000 views, because here it is in reality. And so you can see how I thought about being competitive. I decided to make my stuff more colorful. And look, there's that handsome fellow again. Like, so I've been able to rank for this twice, and rank above competing videos in some cases, or right alongside them. My own video is beating me, in fact, but these videos will be very good and they'll be evergreen. And so I feel like if you can do this prep work, you'd be surprised how effective it can actually be. And again, there's just some delay and lag why this is scoring this way, because it actually scored me higher when I first did it. I wonder if literally just updating it in real time does anything here, because again, this is still in beta. So you just keep in mind that when you do some of these things, like you go back and you look at your old scoring, your mileage may vary, because I know that I actually did everything that's in the checklist here. It's just not picking up on it right now because this is still in beta. But I did apply this to an existing video, and so that's why it worked out. So we're not going to save the changes here, but that is how the SEO Studio is working, and that's how I use it in my overall keyword research. And so I just hope that gives you guys some context there. So I'm going to answer a couple of questions, and then I'm going to show you guys another part of my keyword research process. But so far, are you guys following along with that? And was that helpful for me to walk through it with you guys in that way? And did you get anything out of just literally seeing me, optimize for a video and do that prep work? Was that something that you guys found to be helpful? And what are your questions around that? So let's see here. The score is just making sure you follow the recommendations. The score isn't a, I got 100, why am I not ranking? Yeah, exactly, Andrew. Exactly. Let's see here. And again, I'm just really waiting on your questions. So we can save all the text and things as a draft without having the video uploaded yet? Yes, absolutely. And for me, this is like one of the biggest productivity hacks there is. So I really like doing all of this in advance. And I like when we can plan our videos a couple of weeks in advance. And this is really great for those of you who are like, I would say working class creators. You're working class creators, you have a job, you have school, you have kids, you have something else in your life that takes up a lot of time besides YouTube. My thought is that when it's noisy and you can't shoot something, or if you don't have the energy to edit and you just came off of work or something else is going on, you can do all the preparation. You can do all this keyword research. You can do all of this. You can save it, and then you can have it, and it's all done. You can even upload your thumbnail and see what that would look like. So I really feel like between the Keyword Explorer and this, SEO Studio to do do all the optimization. You can knock all of that out in advance if you are planning your videos and you are at least maybe 1 or 2 or 3 videos ahead. And I think that that would be really helpful for you. And then you can save this. And then when you do get to shoot and edit your video, boom, everything else is done and ready. And you can make adjustments as you go. And that's something that I think would be really powerful for you guys. Now notice that what I did with the description there was I wrote coherent sentences that a human being would be able to read, okay? I wrote coherent sentences and I made it make as much sense as possible, and I set myself up so that there's more than one keyword that I would really be optimized around, and I picked some really important keywords. Now this replay will be up on TubeBuddy's channel, and I want to remind you guys that you can sign up for TubeBuddy. You can either get a free version if you're not already on it, or the paid version. My discount code is Roberto's Buddy, and it is linked here in the description. But what I will tell you is that I think that this approach to just doing the process is really powerful for you guys in terms of being thoughtful and intentional about who your audience is, what videos you're making. I want more of you to start thinking about making 3 to 4 videos planned out in advance and doing the keyword research on 3 to 4 videos in advance, testing it, having that set up. And I want you guys to start thinking about making your thumbnails in advance of making your YouTube videos, okay? I think that this is something that can be really strong for you guys and will give you an advantage when it comes to making your content and making it also just work more efficiently for the time that you have available to you. So that is just kind of what I'm looking at there. Andrew says he has 4 videos already ready to go in SEO Studio. That's brilliant. That is pretty much how I think it should be approached, is like how much of that prep work, when you guys have no time on your hands, how much of that prep work can you go ahead and knock out so that when it's time to focus on filming your video, when you have quiet time or doing the voiceovers, you can just focus on doing that. When it's time to edit, you can edit with your headphones on when it's noisy, but you can't film when it's noisy. So when it's noisy, you can either edit or you can do all of this. All right, so that is kind of like where my thought process is when it comes to this. Now, another thing that I take advantage of that I want to show you guys is I use a feature that you log into TubeBuddy for called the keyword tracking tool. So with the keyword tracking tool, there are about 50 different keywords, and these are all long tail keywords that I kind of want to target, but there are keywords that I want to drop from this. I get up to 50 of them, and I can look at my ranking reports and I can see how well I'm doing for ranking for these. So for me, these usually come out on Monday. So there are a couple of topics that are very important to me that I really want to rank for. And because I also put in some of my friends who are competitors, I can see how they're ranking compared to me. So I have a few videos that rank for personal branding in the top 50, but I really want to reclaim the top spot. And I know that right now that's held down by my friend Sunny Laraduzzi and by my mentor Gary Vee. But I'm in there and I'm fighting, and I've got a new video out that's up there, but it's not nearly high enough in YouTube search, and it's not dominating Google search. However, that's just for the generic phrase personal brand. For how to build your personal brand, am doing much better, where I have a number 5 ranking in YouTube, not ranking for it in the top 50 of Google, unfortunately. But for how to build your personal brand, I'm doing pretty okay. I'm competing with Sunny Laraduzzi and Gary Vaynerchuk pretty strongly. And, having the number 5 slot isn't bad, but I need to make more videos and more powerful, specific videos that can allow me to take up more real estate in the top 10 and in the top 50 overall, both for YouTube and for Google. Now, when it comes to getting your first 100 subscribers on YouTube, I am killing it when it comes to that, because in the top couple of videos, in the top 25, I'm repeated over and over and over again. And my plan is to make 3 different videos this year about getting your first 100 subscribers on YouTube and really dominate for this. And again, these rankings are in a feature in TubeBuddy called your search rank tracking, and this is the ranking reports part of that, okay? So this is a feature in your TubeBuddy account when you log into TubeBuddy. Now, recently I started targeting how to grow on YouTube as a small YouTuber as a keyword, and you'll notice that almost no one in the YouTube education space is fighting me for targeting small YouTubers and the long tail keyword of how to grow on YouTube as a small YouTuber. And in fact, I rank not only in the tops of that in number 1 and number 2, which is very hard to do, but I rank for it overall, and I rank for it number 1 in Google, number 5 in Google, number 3 in Google, and number 13 and number 9 respectively. So I have a lot of opportunities when it comes to targeting specifically videos that speak to small YouTubers, because that is a group, that is an audience that I can identify, and I'm learning that targeting an audience is more important than targeting a topic. It's something we don't mention nearly enough in YouTube, is that targeting a specific audience is actually more powerful than targeting a topic itself, because that community will rally around that topic. Now, in the long tail keyword for how to build a personal brand from scratch, which is very specific, I am doing pretty well and competing with Sunny and Gary on this one, and I'm in the top 10, so that's good, but I need to be doing better there. And in the generic term of how to build a personal brand, still ranking and still very strong and ever present there. I have a very strong overall presence there compared to my competitors, but I want more, so I really need to make more content around that and make it as relevant as possible and rank for it. Personal branding as a generic term, I'm flagging there. I'm not doing as well as I could. I'm being beat there pretty noticeably. Now, when it comes to the topic of getting noticed on YouTube, Nick Nimmin has specifically dominated for that keyword on how to get noticed on YouTube, but I've made 2 videos for that and I have been able to rank them. But what's really working a lot in Nick's favor is the fact that he was able to rank number 3 in Google search for that. As of right now, I have not ranked in Google search. My video recently for doing that as a small YouTuber was ranking number 1, but not anymore. Nick is the one killing it out of all competitors when it comes to getting views on YouTube. It's Nick killing it. I'm not even in the top 50 for that. So I have to find a way to start ranking for how to get more views on YouTube, because I know it's a powerful topic. I know it's something the audience wants to know. So I need to actually make more videos that do that. But my answer to it is probably to how to get more views on YouTube as a small YouTuber, how to get more views on YouTube, YouTube SEO. I need some other angle to get in there. Now, the previous videos I've done on this have done okay, but moving on to another topic, how to make passive income online. I currently rank number 3 for that, which is amazing. Sunny is killing it with some of her new videos, but by far, I'm out of all my competitors, I'm doing the best when it comes to the passive income videos. Nobody's competing with me on the freelancer stuff, and I currently hold the number 1 position on how to get started as a freelancer. None of my competitors are investing, are competing on video editing laptops. I want to do more with that. Finding a niche. Finding a niche is a big topic for social media and for YouTube and for personal branding. And out of all of the competitors, for the generic term how to find a niche, I'm the only one of my competitors ranking in the top 10. I want to make 5 or 6 videos about this year and really attack, this particular thing. And by focusing, you see, by focusing on specific topics and specific audiences, this is how you can win on YouTube, and this is how you can get more views. This is how you can get more subscribers. This is how you can grow. Now, for the generic topic of how to grow on YouTube, Nick is killing it. I haven't made a recent how to grow on YouTube video or how to grow on YouTube in 2020. Nick has, and he's killing it and getting views for that, ranking. Sunny has some stuff on that. Me, not so much. So I need to make some videos that specifically lead with that in the first sentence of the video. So that is going to be very powerful. For TubeBuddy, I haven't made nearly enough videos specific to TubeBuddy. So I need to do that as well, and that will help me grow. Like I said earlier, I am leading on the how to get your first 100 subscribers. I need to double down on that. The first 1,000, the first 10,000. How to grow a YouTube channel. Nick is the leader in that. I have to do more videos that rank for that and that target that. How to get started on YouTube. I'm not ranking in the top 10, and none of my competitors are. How to get started on YouTube is something I should be more competitive on, and I should target that. Sunny is leading us on to getting 1,000 subscribers. I can do better there, but I am there 3 times. But I need to rank there in YouTube and in Google. How to make 100K a year. It's me and Gary V. It's just me and Gary V. Affiliate marketing. I have a top 10 video for that. I have 2 top 10 videos for that. So I could be doing a little bit better. Recently, it looks like I jumped up dramatically in the rankings on that topic. So I might need to double down there. So looking at where you're following off and where you're picking up, I currently hold the top video on how to get 10,000 subscribers. I should double down on that. I have almost no competition out of the YouTube educators. I should make 3 videos this year about getting 10,000 subscribers. And so you can see that targeting and deciding that you are going to rank and you are going to be the leader both in ranking but also volume for a specific topic or targeting a specific audience can be very powerful. And it's not a surprise that a lot of my videos that rank also are getting views. So I want you guys to realize that this feature, this keyword reports, this keyword ranking reports, using that, using the Keyword Explorer, using the new SEO Studio, all these tools that TubeBuddy offers are very powerful for you and can really help with the success of your channel overall. And like I said, these are some of my favorite features and tools, in TubeBuddy. I really like what you can do with the SEO Studio, and I showed you in the beginning of this video just how powerful it can be. And I really want you guys to think as much as possible about what you can do. I make notes with Video Topic Planner. I can make notes and I can use some of that to my advantage just to give myself in TubeBuddy kind of a way to think about the topics that I really want to tackle. Like how I said earlier, based on the keyword ranking report, that looking at this, I could make some notes and I could say to myself, you know what? For the how to grow a YouTube channel topics, Nick Nimmin is really the market leader here. So I could make a note of that and I could say here, how to grow on YouTube. I can make a note and say Nick Nimmin is market leader, followed by Sunny Lenarduzzi. Make 5 to 8 competing videos on this topic. Target small YouTubers. Target 2020. Target on a budget. Target specific methods. So these things all could help me because I can say, all right, I can make a small YouTube, how to grow on YouTube for small YouTubers video. I can target 2020, so I can do in 2020. I can do specific methods. I can do a 10 tips video for how to grow on YouTube. I can do a, actually I can do a 7 tips video, and I can do a 10 tips in 5 minutes video. And I can do a 20 tips video. So all of a sudden I have, a number of specific videos that I could probably use. So yeah, all of a sudden I've got ideas around this topic. I've got ideas for pretty much, 6 different videos. YouTube and why you're not getting views. YouTube without sub and gimmicks. Boom. So I've already got some ideas right then and there. So that would be planning. And this also syncs on your mobile app if you guys didn't know. So look at how I'm using the video topic planner. I'm already planning out, some titles. How to grow on YouTube, 20 tips for new YouTubers. How to grow on YouTube, 10 tips in 5 minutes. 7, how to grow on YouTube, 7 tips for small YouTubers. And rookies. Boom. All of a sudden that's cool. How to grow on YouTube. Harsh advice for small YouTubers, because I'm the harsh advice guy, so that's different. That's for me. Okay. How to grow on YouTube in 2020. Tips nobody shares. How to grow on YouTube. Five things small YouTubers need to know. So literally, I have this great list of potential titles in the topics. I have 8 video ideas, okay? And what I could do is I could look at this and I can copy and paste this. I could take this to the Keyword Explorer and I can see how this might do for my channel in theory. Now, the search volume is low because of how specific this is on the harsh advice for small YouTubers. I know that, but the generic topic itself is probably gonna have massive, massive search volume overall, but is competitive. The good news is I at least have ranked for this before at some point, so it's not as if I don't have authority in this. So as a small YouTuber, let's see what's going on with this. Because again, I think that this is an underserved audience and I think I could be competitive for this. Now, the results on this, the mileage may vary, but I already am so powerful on this topic and I rank. And the thing is, I think that because it's a lot of small YouTubers who have targeted the small YouTuber keyword, that is what's pulling down the average on this. But my most successful video about YouTube tips has almost 1 million views, and it targets small YouTubers, which are the largest population of content creators. So I think that when you intentionally look at an underserved audience that might also be a very large audience that no one is keying into, you can see the value of something like this. Okay? So I think that this is the approach that I would use for my own videos here. And so I'm walking you through my thought process, but also I'm looking at the fact that mostly small YouTubers talk to small YouTubers. And I know another thing that I can do is I can do collaborations with people who used to be small YouTubers. And this would be a key for me in the video topic planner, by the way. So in the video topic planner, I could specifically look at how I could say a video title like how this small YouTuber grew from 0 to 120,000 subscribers. And I could use that as a springboard for doing collabs / interviews. And I can use it for specific things. Like, for example, I could do an interview with Sam from Skip the Tutorial, and I could say how this small YouTuber grew a YouTube gaming channel from 0 to 300,000 subscribers. And then people will click on that. And that would be a way to tie these relevant topics together. It'd be a way to target specific groups of people, and it would actually make for very good collaborations. So if I specifically reach out to and collab with YouTubers who grew last year, it would actually allow me to target some very relevant keywords around YouTube growth, around small YouTubers, around YouTube growing in YouTube in 2020, etc., etc. And it would be very clickable because it's demonstrating transformation. That's another thing. It'd be clickable because, all right, how someone small blew up basically is what people are looking for. So that's why this would work. So do you guys have questions about this? And does it explain the process? Still, excuse me. Wait, I should be. Yeah, I should be back now. Sorry, it was from lag. All right, so yeah, we lagged there for a minute, but I hope you guys were hearing me. I want to answer your questions. Okay, what are your questions? So WRS World says, sounds stunning. Biggest problem is most YouTubers have is making content they want to make and not what viewers want to watch. I agree that that's the issue. My channel, and this is something that I get criticized for, but I don't mind sharing it with you guys. So I make the videos that I actually want to make. And the issue with that is this. Because I make the videos that I want to make, I'm judged for how they perform. And that's what a lot of YouTubers can't live with, okay? So a lot of YouTubers cannot live with being criticized for how their videos perform. I don't always take criticism well, but I'm learning to just ignore it because the reality is that my YouTube channel is successful no matter what people say, because my YouTube channel did grow 440,000 subscribers roughly. My YouTube channel has 29 million views. It has gotten me featured in major publications. And frankly, my YouTube channel makes money. My YouTube channel makes more money than I ever earned in my 9-to-5 job and that I earned as a freelancer between AdSense, merchandise, affiliate marketing, and sponsorship. My YouTube channel does extraordinarily healthy. And I've been showing you guys the YouTube income reports. And so when I have to justify to people or defend the fact, well, what gives you the ability to talk about YouTube, look at your views? Well, when I make certain videos, they perform better and they get the kind of views that people respect. But when I make videos that I really care about, like, the millionaire habits that changed my life, well, less people are entrepreneurs than anything else probably. Even less people probably want to be entrepreneurs than want to be YouTubers at this point, which is kind of sad to me. Because I think it's very important to own your own business. And I think that entrepreneurship should be more important to people with the way the economy is going. But I get it. Like, that might seem out of reach compared to, oh, everyone can start a YouTube channel. I would say that there's almost an even barrier to entry now between starting a YouTube channel and starting almost any kind of business. This video, I mentioned Mr. Beast and PewDiePie in it, so of course it got more views. There are certain videos and certain topics around money and growing audiences that people want. People want to make money and they want attention. And so if I only made videos that were predictable, I could probably make more views, but would that be satisfying to me? And would I be happy as a content creator? Well, no. I want to help and teach people all the things that I know about and things that I think are valuable life lessons. And I'm making more than enough money to justify doing that on my own terms. So the way that I approach YouTube is I make the videos that I want to make and they either get views or they don't. But I look at the comments and the way people respond and the way that people support it. And I know that it's an objectively good video because it gets the average view duration, it gets the watch time, and it gets great feedback from people and it makes money. And it does all of that whether it gets a ton of views or not. So for me, I'd rather make videos that I want to make and suffer for the views and live with a little bit of the criticism, because I can just block people who criticize me based on the views. Because frankly, I've also been getting less criticism on that because now that I release the monthly income reports, we can debate my views, but we can't debate the revenue. So that's just, you know what I'm saying? So I just look at it as you have to decide whether you're making content to be respected and accepted as a YouTuber, or you're making content that you believe in and that you want, and you're willing to accept that what you want to make might not have the demand that makes you look good as a YouTuber. And I think you just have to make a choice of whether you want to look successful as a YouTuber or feel successful as a creator. And there's a difference. I think that you have to, think about whether or not you're making content that you want to make for people who want to watch that content, or if you want to pander and make what other people want, even if you hate it, or you dislike it, or you're not passionate about it. I make content that I like, and people watch it or they don't. And I accept that because I'm not entitled to everybody's time or attention. And I think if we can learn that as creators, and we can learn to make YouTube and content and all these things right size in our life, we will be happier. We will be happier. Because again, not every single one of my videos is going to crush it. And that's okay. Now, granted, here's the thing. The quality of my videos doesn't differ or vary that much. Title, topic, thumbnail, and timing is the variable, and that's what determines views probably more than anything else. I know that there's this obsession with quality over quantity, but those two things are not really in competition in the way that we have been led to believe. The real barrier to views are people interested in the topic? Does the title relate to them and is relevant to them? Is the thumbnail attractive enough to catch their eye? And then, was the timing right for the video? Okay? And that makes the big difference. There is no difference in quality between my how to get noticed as a small YouTuber video and the difference in quality in the start affiliate marketing video or the how I got started investing video. There's no difference in the quality of my last 5 videos at all. It is literally the filters of the topic, the title, the timing, and the thumbnail, and what the viewer wanted from those things. That's it. There is no difference in the quality of these videos. And if you've watched any of my content, you know that. And it's not as if I don't know what has demand, because I could just look at every video that I've ever made with 100,000 subscribers. And I'm showing you guys this as a point to how video views work, because this stream today is about views. And I want to help you. I want to help you understand something. What has been proven to get views on my channel, I could just rinse and repeat. And that is what most successful YouTubers do, and there is nothing wrong with that strategy. You'll also notice that people are burnt out and dissatisfied with what they're making. And creative people don't like to be repetitive. So I could literally only do the videos on my channel that get 50,000 plus views, and people would respect me more as a YouTuber, but I wouldn't be happy. And so you have to kind of think about, do you want to make videos that make you happy, or do you just want to get views? Are views going to make you happy, or is what you make going to be the thing that you derive happiness from? So for me, I can't really, even as a kid, I couldn't do things if I wasn't interested in them. Like, that's why I had trouble in school. I was more than smart enough, and I could score on tests, but I couldn't do busy work in school. I couldn't do things I wasn't interested in. I couldn't do anything that I didn't care about. And if I wasn't interested in the subject matter, or I didn't relate to the teacher, I wasn't going to do very well in the class. I might score high on the test though. And that's just how it is. And I think with a lot of YouTube content creators, that might also be true. You could make videos and you could get as many views, but you wouldn't be happy, because you'd get bored with the content, or you might outgrow the content, or you might outgrow the audience, especially if you're young. You're young, you change your mind about things all the time. The best thing that I think happened to me was I came to YouTube in my late 20s. So I was in my late 20s. I wouldn't say I was set in my ways, but I think my trajectory in life had ran the gamut of most of its change. So when you know that you're in a place where you kind of know who you are and you know what you want, I think that it can be very good for you to build a brand, and it's not as hard to find a niche or find a place where you think you fit in and where you feel confidence, because you've lived the life a little bit. And that's nothing against anyone starting a YouTube channel young, but I think things in life tend to be easier when you have confidence and accomplishments behind them that help ground you. And then you can make the best thing possible around your confidence and your experiences. Then I think what that translates into to YouTube, or at least what my experience was I felt very confident in what I was saying. And I am still changing and growing as a person, and I think my YouTube channel reflects that. It's just that those changes are not very stark or very dramatic in nature, and therefore, it's not as challenging to say that, you're doing something and you're going to outgrow it, versus maybe if you were 16, 17, 18, or even in your early 20s. I think that you'll change so much in your youth that if you commit to something on YouTube, it's very fast to outgrow it. I know a lot of YouTubers that are under 20 that have literally changed what they care about 5 times in the last 3 years. And it's very hard to ask an audience to commit to you when you're going to change that much. They don't know who they're committing to. And I think that some of the issues with creators struggling is that it's very hard to be strategic and do things like, say, this keyword ranking and the keyword planner stuff when you don't know what your goals are and you don't know who you are, and you're so subject to radical changes in who you are in your life and what matters to you. I think it's hard to make content that people can commit to. And so for me, I'm trying to find ways to put myself in a position to get people to commit to my content. Now, the commitment for that will be subscribing. For me, it won't be always repeat viewing, because if you're an education channel and you don't narrow in on just one thing, that's very difficult. That's very difficult. And even if you do, that's very difficult. The YouTube educators have found it very difficult, even with only focusing on YouTube, to get high to view sub ratios and high highly engaged, active subs, because what no one also talks about is the fact that people quit business, people quit YouTube, people quit social media. And so people churn out. People churn out. So for whatever your YouTube channel is, you have to ask yourself, are you tying yourself to something that will last, or are you tying yourself to a community and a culture that might be a little bit more fickle or might have a high churn rate of people dropping out and not being interested anymore? Gamers have this issue because game franchises go under or are irrelevant. TV shows get canceled, or TV shows anger their audience like Game of Thrones did. So you lose the entire franchise on that. So you have to really be careful and thoughtful about what community you want to commit to and how relevant you think that will be long term, your ability to stay relevant in the community and to add something to the conversation, and the ability to really get focused and to target. So I think all of those things matter. And I think with me showing you the tools and showing you the thought process today behind how you rank and how you can niche down and how you can do these things, I think it puts you in a better position to be consistent, to be thoughtful, to put your audience first. And so I think you have to be in alignment with something that you like, that there's an audience for. And I think that that's very difficult to do. I think it's very difficult to put yourself in a position where here's a group of people that I'm always going to be down with. And here's something that I'm going to stick with and that I'm committed to, because creative people like to change and they like to evolve and they like to experiment. Those things don't always lend themselves well to growth. I think that for some situations, growth and creativity are not as compatible as people would like. And I think that most creators struggle with the challenge of that. I think creators struggle with the challenge of growth, and creative expression and freedom don't always mesh so well together. It's great when they do, but that expectation is a little rough, if you get my meaning. So that is my thought. I want to answer a few more questions because I think I've showed you what I think are some of the most powerful and relevant tools to YouTube SEO and the new features of TubeBuddy. We went through the video topic planner. I showed you the keyword explorer. I showed you my process for keyword research. I showed you how I come up with title ideas in real time. And so I think that that could be super helpful for a lot of you, but I'd love your questions and I love your thoughts on this topic. So we'll do that for a little bit and then we'll wrap up so I can try and get something to eat, finish today's video, probably coming to you guys at 6:30 p.m. today. So tell me what your thoughts are with me walking you through this on the live stream, and tell me what questions you have. Join button on the channel is for paid channel memberships. So Nomadster, that's what that's for. Magic Prepper says, Roberto, I've recently formed an LLC and have gotten my licensing together for a small business. Nice. Is there an area of business you would focus on in the early stages of an online entity? So that's a great question. Thank you for that, Magical Prepper. With an online business, especially if you're a content creator, I like to think of first, what is the business plan and what is the business model? How does this make money? What are the revenue streams? What problems do we solve for our customers or clients? Who are our major competitors or contemporaries, colleagues in the industry? And then what is our marketing plan? How are we going to get traffic? So I like to think about what we're going to create and the problems that it solves, how we're going to grow attention and get traffic, and then how we're going to earn money. So my philosophy of everything, and if you look at my YouTube channel, what my YouTube channel really is create, grow, and earn. I really only cover three things: how to create things, right? How to create things, how to grow an audience and traffic and attention for those things, and how to earn money with it. That's literally all I talk about if you really think about it. So when it comes to where I would focus on your new business venture, what are you going to create? Who's that for? What problems does it solve? How are you going to get traffic and attention and grow a community around it? And then how are you going to earn money from that? What does that translate into? So for all of you, for whether it's your YouTube channel, your small business, your personal brand, create, grow, earn. It's really that straightforward. Create, grow, earn. That's it. Stanley says, no questions, just enjoyed the insights and the live stream. Thank you. Let's see. Mascara to Midnight says, how do you see the answers to polls within a video using a card? So that's actually in analytics, but also you can just see it by going to the video and clicking on the info card, and you can see exactly how people voted. And for me, that's just the simpler way to do it. That's just me personally. Julian says, could my videos get traffic just solely on YouTube so I don't have to share on other social media platforms? It can, but then you're at the mercy of YouTube, and I don't like that, and I don't think that's practical. I think that as creators, creators rely too much on YouTube for everything, and I think it's a mistake. I think not pushing your own content, not being your own advocate is the same as saying you don't believe in your content and that you're not willing to work to promote it and that you want YouTube to do all the work for you. And if YouTube owns the traffic, if YouTube owns the relationships, if YouTube's doing all the work, is it really your business? Is it really your brand at that point? So I don't believe in relying on YouTube. James asks, how often should I post? Post in a way that's sustainable. Make content creation, make being a YouTuber right size in your life, and don't become obsessed. And don't believe the hype on quality over quantity. You need both, but more importantly, you need sustainable quality and sustainable quantity, and that's something that nobody really is advocating for. Everyone is pushing you to make either as much content as possible or making the best thing ever, and that's not really a way to properly manage your work-life balance or work-life integration. It doesn't respect the fact that when someone tells you to make the best quality video ever, they're not telling you to make the best video you're capable of sustainably. You're mostly hearing it from people who are either full-time content creators, started very young, and I know that a lot of you have families and you have full-time jobs. You are not going to be able to make 10 out of 10 content in any consistent way, and if you accustom an audience to 10 out of 10 content every time, and it's not something you can sustain, it's not something that respects the time you have to spend with your kids, the time you have to spend with your spouse, or allows you to have the energy to do that and manage your full-time job, it's unrealistic. And so what frustrates me is how often I hear unrealistic approaches to being a content creator. At the same time, just meeting deadlines and getting videos out because you said you're going to get them out isn't helpful if it means putting out a piece of content that you don't think respects the audience or doesn't represent what you want to have on the record. And so I think that artists romanticize and put making this glorious piece of YouTube content on a pedestal where it doesn't belong. I want to take things out off their pedestal. Actually, I want to kick the pedestal out from things and break them is what I really want to do. I want to go into the mausoleum of like artsy like people, and I just kind of want to kick the pedestal out from under quality and get us back to common sense of saying, here's what the audience already said yes to. If your audience is positive in your comments, if a video is getting views, the answer is not upping the quality, okay? If your stuff is getting views and your audience is happy, the answer is supply and demand. And it means that now, can you maintain what they said yes to and give them more of it? Because you don't need more views on every single video. You need more channel views to get more ad revenue. You need more traffic to YouTube and for it to discover and promote you to more people who haven't seen your content yet. And if people are happy with what you make, the answer to that is then quantity. If people are telling you that they are not happy with the videos or they have constructive criticism that's actually meaningful, that's when it's a quality issue, okay? And views being low isn't even a quality issue, it is a value issue. And so what no YouTuber is telling you, and where the obsession with this quality quantity thing is, they're not telling you that value is where views come from. You can make the highest quality video you want, and if it's not about something that I value and I care about, I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to click on a video I don't care about. It doesn't matter how good you made it. It doesn't matter how much you make. If you don't make video that I care about, I don't care about Fortnite. There's no amount of quality or quantity that you're going to do to get me to watch a Fortnite video. So value comes first. Value is the discriminating factor for views. Now, in terms of shares, watch time, retention, quality absolutely matters. But if you're hitting those numbers, then the problem isn't your quality. That becomes an egocentric, artistic argument that people make that if only I make it better, things will get better. But that's the imposter syndrome. That's the imposter syndrome saying that I'm not doing enough, or I'm not doing good enough, or I'm not. That's imposter syndrome. And when we talk about quantity, we're not talking about quantity for quantity's sake. We're talking about how to be consistent. I refuse to applaud, if you're not a filmmaker, if you're not an animator, I refuse to applaud a YouTuber that sits there and ghosts their audience for 6 months at a time and then puts out a banger and thinks that that's good for them, but I'm not going to applaud that. I'm not going to applaud that. I'm not going to applaud someone ghosting their audience for 6 months because they were insecure and felt that they had to put out a banger. Now, if you're a filmmaker, and again, if you've made your name on making extravagant content, that might be an exception. Okay? So I think that figuring out what respecting your own circumstances, your financial situation, your lifestyle situation, your work-life balance, your bandwidth, the resources that you have, I think that you have to have a common sense approach to being a content creator, and you have to do the best you can with what you have where you are. And I think for a lot of people that they are being bullied into thinking that they have to make banger content all the time, and that's not true. I also think people are thinking that arbitrary uploads are true, and I think I've been wildly taken out of context on make 100 crappy videos and make more content, when what I'm talking about is what is sustainable, what is right size in your life, what is practical, what you have a budget for, what gives you the ability to make something that you are at least satisfied with based on respecting what you have in terms of resources or limitations. There are people that just cannot put out a video every single week because their life does not allow for that. And I'm okay with that. I want them to find a practical means of whether or not can they change anything, can they improve anything to get closer to that, or do they just need to work within that limitation and accept it and say, hey, I'm just not going to grow as fast because I'm just not in a position to do the things that growth requires. And that's fine. We just need to sit there and say, can we accept what is available to us to do right now? What am I capable of right now, realistically, and consistency? And what is the growth that can come from that? And just make sure that I'm saying I'm okay with growing slow if that's what I'm capable of. If what I'm capable of is going to dictate that I grow slow, you have to accept that. And that's why I personally don't believe in YouTube subscriber goals. And I don't believe in those view count goals, because I don't think it respects the fact that what you have to work with right now may not produce those results that you want so much. And you need to be okay with understanding that changing your circumstances is going to be incremental and it's going to be slow, and that as you change your circumstances, you're in a better position to get results. But there's no point in abusing yourself because you didn't meet some random YouTube subscriber goal because you just don't have the time, or you got sick, or you have the family situation, or you have your job, or you have other things happening, or you don't have the resources, or you haven't learned the skills yet. I mean, it's kind of unreasonable to expect that you'll be good at something the first 6 months you do it. Who does that? Who does that, right? So again, I just think that a common sense approach to content is what more people should embrace. And it's the thing that I'm going to advocate the most for in the small YouTuber community and in my content. I also think it's a lesson that big YouTubers need as well, because I think some big YouTubers have let their ambition overtake their life, and that YouTube is not right size in their life, and that's hurting them mentally and emotionally, and it's also hurting their relationships. I've seen it firsthand looking at some of my friends and looking at content creators, that people are not making YouTube right size in their life. They are not making social media right size in their life. They are not making entrepreneurship right size in your life. And I think that is something that has to be spoken up about. And I think that, to the point Andrew was saying, when I said make 100 crappy videos, it's supposed to be practice. It's supposed to be about incremental personal growth in improving your audio, your lighting, your editing, your on-camera presence, just getting more confident, learning more about the YouTube systems and platforms. And what I believe is this. I believe that no artist, no athlete, no musician ever got better at their craft doing less of it. What I don't want people to do is I don't want them to upload content without thinking. I don't want them to upload content without trying. I want people to look for small gains and look at how they can improve and experiment and get better with just more focus and with this objective of I have an output or work ethic objective or a work ethic goal instead of a result goal. I think you have to be process driven at first instead of results driven because you haven't gained experience yet. And so when you're in the experience mode process, I think that you can't be results driven and results oriented, even if it goes against your nature to think that way. I think it's just more practical to operate that way. And so that would be, that would be my thought. That would be Roberto's sage advice, if that makes any sense. So I know that was a very long-winded spiel, but I think it was probably the most important thing I've shared on the stream today. So, hope you guys appreciate that. Someone was asking about why they can't get to 100 subs. Here's the truth about subscribes. And I want you guys' feedback in the comment section. And then we're going to wrap this up so that I can eat because I'm going to die if I don't eat. Here's the truth about getting subscribers. People will subscribe to people that they like. People will subscribe to people that they relate to. People will subscribe to people that they are some way attracted to, either in appearance or personality. Subscribership is either the content is too good, and that's why you're subscribing for more, or you find the personality and the individual, someone you relate to, somebody that you resonate with, somebody that speaks to your values, or you find them interesting, attractive, or entertaining, or informative. So you either respect somebody and you subscribe to them because you respect them. I think that's where a lot of you subscribe to me. A lot of you like me, or you trust my advice, or my opinions fall in line with your opinions. And so I'm helping your echo chamber. Some of you, I've broken you out of your echo chamber and you respect that. Some of you like, you like my stupid Star Wars jokes. Some of you actually like my nerdy personality, and I'm very open about that. Some of you respect me and you like that I address the reality of mental health, and I address the reality of the importance of making money from your creativity if you can, and accepting if you can't monetize your creativity that you need to, still find a way to make money, even if you can't always make it on something you love, make money doing something you don't hate. So some of you respect my message and you subscribe because of that. Subscribing to someone usually comes down to liking them, trusting them, respecting them, or being attracted to them or their personality. And that's just the reality of it. So the content is secondary to the creator when it comes to the subscribe, to be honest. The content is the vehicle for contextualizing the creator to you, but it's very unlikely that even if you think someone's a great editor, someone's a great filmmaker, that you're going to subscribe to them if you dislike them as a person. If you dislike them as a person, then it's less likely that you'll subscribe to them. Or if they do something that makes you dislike them as a person, it's very likely you'll unsubscribe to them, which is where cancel culture comes in. So I think that people set this goal of getting YouTube subscribers without respecting the fact that it is basically you setting a goal of how many people am I going to convince to like me? That's why I don't believe in YouTube subscriber goals, because then it means that your actions are being dictated by getting somebody's approval. And that could just become pandering, or it could become you making things you don't believe in because it's what people will accept from you. And so wishing for subs and views in that way is asking for validation instead of just having self-confidence. So it's a mask for more imposter syndrome and insecurity. And so we have to accept and we have to acknowledge that. A lot of people don't look at the behavioral analysis of that. They don't look at the human behavior. They don't look at the psychology of that. And really, when you are thinking about why someone should subscribe to you, well, that's psychology. That's interpersonal relationships. That's approval. That's a form of validation. That's a popularity thing. And you have to be able to draw some very clear lines when it comes to that. And you can't control that. And if you try to control, oh, I want to make people like me, that's how you end up becoming inauthentic, okay? So you have to authentically, like, do things and say, what I want to do is I want to attract this community and this tribe of people that share my interest or are interested in the thing that I do and respect my talents and respect my effort. You want to do that. You don't want to pander and you don't want to seek validation. You want to find camaraderie. You want to find other people like you, not for the purposes of validation, but for the purposes of building a stronger community and for having conversations and for genuinely engaging. And so that is the way I think. And this is just me. Like, you can take it or leave it, but I just am speaking from somebody who's been on the platform for 7 years, somebody who's done it and somebody who's also seen the toll it takes, and someone who's worked with, by the way, I don't work with just small YouTubers. Some of my clients have 1 million to 6 million subscribers, but I also have talked to them about what's this doing in your personal life? How is that going? How are you doing as a human being? And so I found that the stress of YouTube is because when you set these goals, you are judging yourself on your ability to get validation from other people. You are saying to yourself when you set a subscriber goal that if I can't get people to like me, then I failed. That is not a healthy mindset for the marathon that is YouTube. That is not a healthy mindset, in my opinion, for you. If I care about you as a person, as a human being, I would tell you that's a bad idea, which is why I am adamantly now against subscriber goals. And again, I congratulate people on subscriber milestones because I know that that makes them feel good, but I don't believe in them for this reason. I don't believe in them for exactly this reason. Okay? And so with views, YouTube and its delivery system is going to largely determine how views happen based on timing, topic, thumbnail, and also the title, topic, timing, thumbnail, the 4 T's, okay? So if that's the case and what you're interested in, not really relevant at the time, what you're interested in has a smaller insular community, then no, it's probably not going to go viral. It's probably not going to get a lot of views. And you need to say, do I accept making content that I'm actually interested in, or am I chasing something? And if it's that you are chasing something, if you can acknowledge that, and if you're going to work around that, because there are YouTubers who that is literally the plan, because that is going to help them get the other things that they want, then it's fine. I accept that if you can accept the consequences of that. And if you can handle the mental things that go with that and the emotional things that go with that, then I think that that's okay too, if you have the mental and emotional fortitude. But I think that a lot of people wouldn't know what to do if they went viral. I don't think people are mentally prepared. I don't think that their business is prepared. I don't think their brand is prepared to go viral. I think that 80% of people who go viral would forget to scrub their Twitter or their Facebook or their Instagram and would be canceled within 2 weeks of going viral anyway. So I think that's I think people should probably, if you're thinking one day you might want to go viral, maybe you should bleach down your Twitter first. Maybe you should bleach your Twitter or throw a match to it or delete it before you go viral and just start from scratch with a clean account. I don't know. I think that's what's happening now. You know. So Cookie Kids World says, Roberto, do you have any suggestions for YouTube creators who have started making videos, kids videos in 2020, taking into account new YouTube policies made specifically for videos targeting kids? Interesting question. My advice is to think about what your goal is with making that content and decide whether or not it's altruistic in nature or if it's more charitable in nature, because right now it's not a good business model. It's not a good business model right now. So I would make, the first thing I would tell a creator in that situation is, if you want to make kids content, are you approaching this with the idea of making your content from the perspective of a nonprofit? Or if you're trying to make it commercially viable, right now the climate is not good for that. So that would be my thought on that when it comes to things like COPPA and things of that nature. Yeah. So anyway, guys, that's it. Thank you for joining me on today's TubeBuddy live stream, and thank you for enduring the technical difficulties earlier. I hope you guys got some real value out of this. And again, just make all of this right-sized in your life. Take it all with a grain of salt and look at ways that you can approach YouTube with consistency, with creativity, with courage, and find a way to always think about your viewers and what presents the best experience for them. Think about the community that you want to build versus the views and subs you want to get. Think about the quality of support. Think about the quality of support that you want. Think about the tribe that you really want to be a part of, that you're proud to be a part of, and that community. And then just focus on that community and serving them as best you can with what you have, where you are right now in your life, and just do your best. And always look for those small gains and the ability to improve day by day by day, because practice makes progress, okay? Do not fall into the trap of perfection. Do not abuse yourself with imposter syndrome, and don't judge yourself on your views and your subscribers. Judge yourself on knowing you made your best effort. Judge yourself on how people are responding to and how they relate to and how they feel about what you did in the comments, and look objectively at your data in YouTube and look for clues and hints that you're doing well, and look for clues and hints that tell you how to do better. And if you can do that, I know that you will be more successful in YouTube than if you don't. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day wherever you are. Stay safe, stay awesome, and I will catch you on the next one. Thanks so much to the TubeBuddy crew for hosting me. Thank you to everybody who supports my content. Remember, you can go and you can check out everything for my YouTube channel at youtube.com/RobertoBlake2. Also, if you really want to support what I'm doing, there's a lot of things that I offer you guys over at awesomecreatoracademy.com. We have the YouTube starter kit templates, we have the Formula for Awesome Videos course, and you can also do one-on-one coaching with me to help you with your online business and brand, or even your YouTube channel if you'd like me to do a YouTube channel review for you. So anyway, all that information should be in the description, and like I said, you can go check out awesomecreatoracademy.com. You can check out robertoblake.com and see my YouTube income reports if you want, to see how I'm running my YouTube business. I thank you guys for spending this time with me today. Remember to check out all the great tools in TubeBuddy. My favorite right now is the SEO Studio. I cannot stress that enough. Have a great day. Stay awesome, and I'll catch you next time. Take care.